Summer break is over, y'all. It is time to get back in the pottery studio. Hey everyone, it's Natalie Renee and welcome back to my channel. I'm not gonna lie, it has been a good 3 to 4 months since I've been in the pottery studio. If I remember correctly, the last time I was in here was when I had completed my 6-week pottery workshop. I did do a video on that and it is on my channel, so check that out if you missed it. I want to make a dinnerware set. I really want to make some plates and bowls and whatever else comes along with that, if I even get that deep into it. So today I think we're going to try to attempt to make some plates since they take the longest to dry in my experience. I know I'm gonna be so dusty, so today really is just a practice day more than anything. Like, who knows if I will be actually saving anything? We'll just have to see. But come along with me to the studio after 4 months. So I'm not really sure what prompted me to want to make a dinnerware set, but I think maybe because it's just something new and ambitious for being out of the studio for weeks, really months on end. From what I've heard from other people in the studio and just other artists in general, plates and dinnerware sets, plates and bowls, things with large surface area on the bottom take a lot of time to just make and dry and just get through the whole process. So these rulers here are a regular ruler and a shrink rate ruler, so that way I could make sure that my plate is as big as I want it to be after it's done being fired. I knew it was going to be a bit of a challenge going into it, but I was just very, very, very excited. And I needed a challenge, you know? Here's some inspo about how I wanted my plates to look. I was scouring Pinterest for days and days and days. And honestly, making the plate on the wheel was super simple. You see me here just flattening it down to the shape that I want. I learned quickly that I needed to just compress. So if you see me with this sponge, I'm literally compressing the crap out of everything here. And for my very first test plate, I think it turned out really good, but it was a bit small, so I did throw it again. I also bought these juicy, gorgeous hot pink bats, so I am very excited to be throwing on my own bats for the first time. And here I was just checking the thickness of the plates. Didn't want them too thick because I didn't want them heavy, so lots of trimming and compressing to make sure that these plates are to the quality that I want. I gave myself some wiggle room for trimming, so the plate that you see when I pull it off the bat is actually way thicker than what the final product turned out to be. But I really am happy with the way this turned out. But like I said, she's heavy. It was really, really simple. I just measured her and then started making my second one. I already knew the dimensions I wanted, so it was really easy to throw this plate, especially because I just had kind of that muscle memory of making the previous plate. And I think I used about 3 to 4 pounds to get started. I did trim off a lot, but here's how the second plate turned out. I ended up scrapping the test plate. I also made a picture, so here's my picture and my 2 plates. I just left the studio. It was such a good time, and I actually was able to throw with my nails on. I also ended up doing a little picture, as y'all saw. I'm hoping that it's big enough, but honestly, I don't even care if it's a small picture. It can be like a single-sized picture for some lemonade. But anyways, it was really, really good session today. My test plate turned out good. The 2 plates turned out good, and I feel like I was okay. Yes, this was a very good first day back. So essentially what happens now is that I really need to nurse the plates to health. That's not even the right way to say it, but basically I need to nurse these plates. I need to be watching them kind of every day and making sure that they're not going to crack or warp. If they do warp, spray them down with water a little bit and then tamp them down a little bit. Hopefully the next thing we start working on is bowls. I feel like the biggest skill to master with pottery is patience. And for example, you know, these plates take a really long time. So today all I did was wire them off my bat and literally put them right back to dry. Everybody, and happy Wednesday. So in the last clip I was actually at the studio on Sunday, but I didn't do much. I just put the plates under the fan to dry a little bit and then made a bunch of test tiles. So today I will be checking on the plates, checking on my picture, and finishing up my test tiles. So here are all my test tiles. They're just little circular pucks, and I just planned on making a bunch of them, so as I go along I'll be able to test out different glazes. I personally am historically known for not testing out glazes, but since this is a project that I deeply care about and want to turn out good, I am going to test the glaze combinations on these tiles. Here is my picture ready for trimming. But anyways, back on the test tiles, I feel like this really is a testament to how my skills have grown. The fact that I actually care about how the glaze turns out after the glaze firing on my pieces. I mean, previously I was just happy to have a piece that made it all the way through bisque, made it all the way through the glaze firing, but now I want these pieces to turn out good. I want people to look at them and go, oh my gosh, I can't believe you made that. And here I am starting to do a bowl, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I could not get the shape down. I have not taken a real dinnerware or a bowl class, so the shape just was not working for me. As you can see, it's a little odd. I decided to pivot. I still did want to keep it because I feel like I made my walls very consistently thick, so I kept it, just turned it into a fruit bowl and did a cute little design around the rim. And yeah, this is what happens when you over trim. So as you just saw, I literally trimmed through my picture. But that's fine because it gives me a wonderful opportunity to make it again, and I'm gonna make it bigger this time. Now I already know kind of what the process was, and I trimmed it, failed at trimming, but it's fine because we get to do it again. Okay, I'm back in the car. Did, however, make a fruit bowl. That's what I'm gonna call it. It basically was like my test bowl to see what I needed to do to get the shape right and to get the size that I want. And honestly, I was not centered and it was not going well, and then all of a sudden it went well. So I was like, okay, let's just make this a fruit bowl. Then I'll do the actual bowls to eat out of when I'm back in the studio. I wired the plates again. They are not ready to be flipped over. So like I said before, plates take forever. And when I'm in the studio next time working on the bowls, I will remake my picture. Until then, see you guys in a little bit. Hey y'all, it is a new day. It's a Wednesday, first day of the week that the studio is open. It is time to hopefully trim. We are gonna check these plates. Please, I hope that they are not dried out. That's it, because I really don't want to make them again. So what you just saw was me trimming my fruit bowl. Nothing special, same trimming as usual. But today I was determined to make the bowl. Now, if you're looking at the thumbnail, you're like, that shape doesn't even look like it's gonna turn into a bowl. And you're right, because I had to pivot, okay? I originally was going for just like a more ramen bowl shape, but that was not working out. So I decided to make a more pasta bowl shape. Insert inspo here. I started it off very similar to how I started my plates and just made sure that the bottom was super duper compressed and left the bottom thick so that way I could just save some for trimming. And then I pulled up the edges kind of very similar to the plate, but I pulled my walls up way thicker than I would the plate. This bowl was really experimental, and honestly, it was my favorite bowl. You know, that very first one where you accidentally make something really cute? This was that for me. Although we were a little wobbly, I had the perfect pasta bowl shape, and I realized that this is the direction that I wanted to go for my pasta bowls, and I was really starting to see the vision for this whole set. Now, I will warn you, the pasta bowl you see here is not the one that ended up being the final product, but she is gorgeous. And now it is time to relax and do some glaze testing. Hope you can hear me, but I would say today was pretty successful. See you next time. Hey y'all, so it is finally time to trim these plates. It has roughly been about like almost 2.5 weeks later. Like I said, plates take a minute. I'm using my plane tool and then this really big tool that I see here, but the big tool actually wasn't more effective than the regular tool, so I did go back to using the smaller tool. Now that the plates are trimmed, it is time for them to continue slow drying until it's time to bisque fire. Here they are nice and trimmed, and I think I did a really good job of making them look almost identical. Hello everybody, welcome to another day. Honestly, I've been in the studio I think twice since I last came and checked in. Didn't have too much to update. I ended up wiring right through my plate bowl, which I will show you right here, and that sucked. And so today I will be remaking that, trimming the second one I made, trimming my cups, which I'll show you when I get in here, maybe glazing something, and the next time you see me after today, I should be showing you my finished pieces. We're back on the wheel, and I just have to say, the two words that really represent this project for me is pivoting and patience. Remember how I made that really beautiful pasta bowl before? Yeah, had to scrap it. I let the pasta bowl sit on the cork bat for way too long. It got super dried out, and because of the suction, it was just really hard to get it off, and I wired right through the bowl. I know, devastating. Then the next time I was in the studio, I went to make another one, and I wired right through that one a couple days later. So here's me making two new ones now, and in the back of my head, I'm thinking I have to have a different approach this time for how to take them off the bat and go about the drying process. The bright side here was because I already had practice doing two other pasta bowls, I was able to get the shape how I wanted very quickly. I didn't show me throwing the cups, but here they are, leather hard, as well as the plates. And I'm getting excited because we're getting very, very close. And look at how cute these pasta bowls turned out. Y'all, it is finally time to glaze. This is what my plates, bowls, and cups look like out of the bisque fire. And here are my test tiles. I know they look a little weird, right? Yeah. I'll put on the screen what combo all of these are, but essentially there was a weird chemical reaction between the Mako and the Amico glaze. So I had to pivot and went with just Mako and Mako. I'm super excited for how this turns out. This is Mako Winterwood with Mako Wrought Iron. Remembering my inspo from earlier in the video, I want to do like a marbling effect, almost kind of just like a swirled effect. So I literally just poured the glazes on here and just started mixing them around. It honestly was very, very fun, and it almost felt like elementary school art the way my hands were so dirty. I can't wait to see how these come out of the glaze kiln. I'm so excited, and I hope that you are too. Okay everyone, it is finally time to pick up my pieces. I am so excited, so let's just get into it. Okay, reveal in 3, 2, 1. Well, this is definitely the end of the video, and I just can't even believe that I made these pieces. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what I should make next. Bye.